Look guys, we're back to getting snow. It's a good day to spend in the greenhouse again. And it's almost April 1st. Hey garden friends, welcome back to the greenhouse since it's so cold outside and snowy. This weekend, well, day after tomorrow, is going to be the 1st of April. And I wanted to share today with you 13 annuals, white annuals, that you can grow from seed. Now, I've spoken about it a little bit here on the rose alley that I'm putting in this summer of 2023. And I want to add a lot of white flowers, and I want to just fill this area the first year with a lot of annuals, because you know how it takes perennials 3 years to really fill in and be lush. And that includes climbing roses. It'll take a couple years for them to really cover the arbors and what have you that I have in the area. So annuals fill the bill, and I love white to offset other brighter colors. It just brings I don't know, a zen element to the garden, especially a flower garden. And you know, at night they really light up a space, so that'll really be fabulous to be able to enjoy more of that garden, the rose alley, in the nighttime. So let's get started on the annuals. Now I made sure I had a list here so that we could go down them and I wouldn't forget any. So let me put my glasses on so I can read them. So these all, like I said, can be grown from seed. I don't know if I said that. I probably did. Anyways, number one, Nicotiana. I grew Nicotiana last year and loved it. I grew it the year before, had one plant, it was the lime, and it just bloomed so prolifically all summer long with just almost no care that I fell in love with it, and I grew a bunch more from seed. Now there's a white one. I can't remember what it was, but it has these long tubular flowers that drape, heavenly scented. Just gorgeous. So I want to try to grow some of that. I think it's a woodland tobacco, something like that. White sunflowers are fairly simple. There's a nice selection. I wouldn't say they're pure white. They're probably a creamy white. But for height, beautiful. I don't know if I would put sunflowers in that section, but I will in my cutting garden for sure. Put white sunflowers. Zinnias. I grew some white, I think they're called teddy bear something, last year from Renee's Garden Seeds. Loved them. They were the most gorgeous white, little puff balls, and they just did gorgeous for me. So I would highly recommend those white zinnias. Cosmos. Now there's shorter Cosmos and the Sonata series and the taller Cosmos, and both of those really grow well from seed. They grow quickly, fill in, and they have this lacy foliage, ferny foliage that is so attractive, and like a light green, so it adds that spark of lightness. Vinca. Now I had some Vinca. I've not grown it myself from seed, but I heard it grows here. It grows very easily. And I had some that lined my front walkway last summer, and we had a particularly hot summer, and they did gorgeous there. Never missed a beat. Nasturtium. Now the white nasturtiums are also more of a creamy white and not just like a stark white. But nasturtiums grow very easily from seed, and they can scramble, and they're great in poor soil. In fact, they grow better or bloom better in poor soil for you. So keep that in mind wherever you're planting it, if you want a lot of blooms. Sweet alyssum. I love the tiny Tim for botanical interests. I've grown that. It has come back from seed for me of its own volition, and usually it's in a container that I've grown it in, and so it fills in really beautifully, and I'll just take out the plugs from that. But I started it from seed in a container, in a flat, and just ended up cutting out chunks. I didn't like try to take out every single one because they're so tiny. But those are great, and they're great as an edging and along a pathway, and they attract beneficial insects. So they're really a plus in the garden, and they smell so sweet. Okay, petunias, white petunias. I grew one last year that was a white with a hint of lavender in it, and it was called Tidal Wave Silver. That thing was massive. It would cover 4 to 6 feet. I mean, it climbed up other plants. It just did so beautifully, and it grew very, very easily from seed. And I got some more white petunias this year. Wave petunias are my favorite. You've probably heard me talk about that before. You know, the sun's coming out again. Snowing just a minute ago, now the sun's coming out. I like it because it warms up in here really quick when the sun's hitting, but it's kind of glaring in my eye, so sorry if I squint at you. So I got some more petunia, and I got one that has a smaller size flower, almost like a calibrachoa, but it's still a petunia. So I'm hoping those two take off. I started them in the Park Seed Biodome, and I'm new to doing that, so I don't know how successful I was, or even if I did it right. So hopefully I won't let them down, because they sent it to me to try, and I think I did it right. But that being said, white petunias are gorgeous, and the wave petunias especially will just really fill up a container, or even as a ground cover. They work very, very well. White bishop's lace. Now this is in the Amimagus family, and some people will claim that they are invasive, but this is not the invasive type. This is the annual. Yes, it will reseed very readily, but this is not one that has crowded out native plants, so don't be worried. Now just remember, white bishop's lace, that one, and that's great. It has the umbel flowers. Pollinators love it, so that's a great one to have. Moonflower. Moonflower is a vine, and I'm going to grow some up the arbors with my roses. They are a morning glory, and some areas, like some states, morning glories have been banned because they are considered invasive there or too vigorous. So if you live in one of those states, I'm sorry, but Moonflower is gorgeous. It has a super sweet scent, and it's great for the nighttime moth pollinators. They really go for this flower. So give that one a try. Now, Brugmansia. Now, this one will grow from seed. It's a perennial in warmer climes, but in my area, it is an annual, and it has those big flowers that drape down and gorgeous. I'd seen one in a greenhouse up in Boise, Idaho, and it was massive, and it was just gorgeous. And you can bring them inside your home in the winter. Now, they are poisonous, so if you have pets or children, that might be not something you want to do. But they are just a beautiful white, and it comes in white. It comes in many colors, but white is one of them. Cleome. Now, I fell in love with Cleome. I had grown a mix, and I got the bright fuchsia pink, I got the light pink, and the white. Some people can get these to reseed in their garden and come back. Mine did not, sadly. I wish it had, because I loved it. But keep that in mind. Cleome, they love it hot. So if you live in a hot area, go for it. If you live in a cool area like me, you might want to start them early and put them out in your garden. And they get quite tall. There is a shorter version, so you can buy that seeds too. I think Swallowtail Garden Seeds had the shorter ones. Snapdragons. I love the little white ones with the little pink. I think they're called apple blossom mix or something. But beautiful, beautiful. Those are earlier blooming. Those are a cool flower, meaning you can grow them in the cooler months. So before even your roses or whatever start blooming, you can have the snapdragons. And but snapdragons are another white annual that you can grow from seed. So one more. I think this is number 13 or 14. I don't know. I've lost track. Black-eyed Susan vines in the white. I love that one. Fast, fast growing. It is a vine. And it will grow. I want to grow some on the arbors with the roses. Being that it's white, those are my white annual flowers to grow from seed. Most beginner gardeners should be able to do it. I have all my seed starting videos that you can go and watch and see how. So these annual flowers are not only super easy to grow from seed, but they will add such beauty and interest, and even some a beautiful perfume or fragrance to your garden. So some can be cut, so you can add them to your cut flower arrangements. And like me, I'm going to put a bunch in my alley garden with my roses because they make perfect fillers until other perennials will fill in later. Especially annuals are great for new gardens because they fill in quickly. Even though they're only for one season, you can give them a try. They're relatively inexpensive, especially when you grow them from seed. And you can just try out so many different things that way. So I hope this video was inspirational for you and you'll give some of these white annuals a try and try to grow them from seed. Or if you even, I don't know, you could probably find them in a garden center. Try them that way if you want. But I hope you enjoyed this video, so please come on back for my next video where I'll share something else about flowers and gardening just for you. All right, see you later.